Hi there, Tansy here. For the brim of the hat, start with a slip knot and chain 15. I'm using the recommended crochet hook on the label of the yarn and chain it loosely, not too tight. After the chain 15, chain 1, this is your turning chain, we do not count it as a stitch, and into the second chain from the hook or skipping that turning chain, we'll do single crochets till the end of the row. Yarn over, draw a loop, pull through the 2 loops. And finish with single crochets till the end of the row. So we will chain 1, which is our turning chain, turning work, or you can turn and then chain 1, and then this will be our repeat row that will be repeating till the end of the desired length of the brim of the hat. So we'll be working into the back loops of the stitches only. So insert your hook through the back loop of your stitch, draw a loop, and pull through both loops. So we'll do single crochets into the back loop and work till the end of the row. Once you reach the end, chain 1, this is your turning chain, turn your work, and now working again into the back loops of your stitches, keep working with single crochets. And you will start getting those ridges, which will look like the ribbing, just like this. Since we are working both sides with the same stitch, our sides will be exactly the same. We will close the brim of the hat, connect the sides with single crochets, grabbing a loop from both sides. So we'll grab the stitch on the side that ended with stitches, and from the side with the chain, we'll grab one strand of the chain there. And we'll do a single crochet. Pull, draw a loop and pull through both loops. And one more time. So here is the top of the stitch, and here is the chain. Draw a loop and pull through both of the loops. And we'll keep doing that till the end of the row, till we close both sides. Chain 1 to secure your stitch, leave a longer tail, and cut your yarn. So this is our connecting edge, and it still looks as part of the rib, so it's quite invisible. So when you fold the brim of your hat on the other side, because this is the back, you will still have a nice ribbing. Grab your next color, do a slip knot, and starting from those parts where the ribbing is, those long lines, pick one, any stitch, and do a chain. So now in between each ribbing we'll do 2 half double crochets, and into each ribbing we'll do a half double crochet as well. Okay. Now between the next 2 ribbings I'll do the same thing, and we'll keep repeating that till the end of the hat row. And I'll grab one more spot here next to it, and then the next will be the ribbing spot here. And keep repeating those 3 stitches. So slip stitch and finish your row. For the next row will be our foundation row as well, chain 2, and into each stitch do double crochets till the end of the round. And again with the slip stitch, connect to the first stitch again. So after this row, we'll be having our repeating rows. So this is just the foundation. So for the Alpine stitch, we start always with chain 2 because we're working with double crochets, and we'll be working through the front post of the stitches and on top of the stitches. So those stitches that got a front post from the previous row will have just a double crochet. And from the previous row, the stitch that got just a plain double crochet will have to be worked through the front of it. And we have a double crochet. Since this stitch was worked through the front, we'll have a just plain stitch on top, and the next stitch will be working through the front of it. This way that gives it like 3D effect and it pops up. Let's see if I can focus better. So we are alternating a front post stitch and just a regular double crochet. So this stitch here was worked through the front post of the previous row. So now we'll just have a double crochet on top. And the next stitch will be worked through the front because it was just a plain double crochet from the previous row. And we will keep alternating that in each row till we reach the desired length of the hat. You can either go with the same crochet hook size, the whole hat, and just gather it at the top, or the way I did here is I went for about 4.5 inches with my 5.5 millimeter hook, and when I wanted to get smaller on top at the crown, I switched to a smaller hook, which is 4.5 millimeters. So I will continue doing that smaller crochet hook for about 2 inches, and then I will gather the top. This will keep the crown a little bit smaller and will be less bunching. But if you want it to be more gathered and you want to put a big pom-pom, you can just go with the same size. Otherwise, I did not decrease or anything. I just switched to a smaller crochet hook. This creates smaller stitches and it naturally makes the hat smaller on top. And when you are ready to wear the hat, you can flip your brim. That's why it was a little bit longer. And your hat will be ready. So I'll catch you at the end. So here is my hat. And it reached from my folded brim, because that's how I'm going to wear it. It's about a little bit more than 8 inches. So it's just enough for an adult hat. I'll leave a longer tail here so I can gather it. Thread my yarn here and I can remove my marker. I marked how small I will get my hat here to be. I will thread my yarn through every 2 stitches so I can gather it at the top. Insert your needle through the middle and inside. Make sure you pull and close that hole really well. Go with a few stitches back and forth. And just like that, we close the hat.